How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Worse Than Death. This is Chapter 4, Unearthing the Truth. I should probably try and complete the game in one sitting. Not one more episode, but one sitting. I just worry that I'm losing the thread of the story when I take these breaks, so I'm going to try and pump through. In loving memory, probably Grace's gravestone, which is terrifying. The wind is really picking up. It's so cold out here. Come on, Flynn, please be okay. We have to get out of here. It's worrying when things just happen to start getting cold when you go outside, because then that makes me worry that the monster's near, but it could just be, normal cold, just temperature cold, not the chill of death cold. There are heavy footprints in the dirt here. They look pretty fresh. RFAB? RFA8? I'm reading that gravestone. I'm thinking I might have to memorize that number or letter combination in some way. Alright, my guess is this is locked then, right? Oh, I can go this way. Alright, I can go either way. The gate is locked with a heavy chain. The lock is attached with some kind of old-fashioned metal cylinder. Here's a hang tag here as well as a note on it. Tell me the story about my sweetheart's life. Interesting. I'm guessing it ends in the infinite sign then, and that it is coming straight from that grave marker. Now I'm gonna have to quickly double check though. RFA8, but these aren't letters, so there's probably more to it than that. Mountains swirly. RFA8. No, I don't know that. I might have to find something else that this is part of the code, and I need to find the cipher to go along with it or something. I don't have everything I need to solve the puzzle currently. I'll keep my eyes peeled. There's a mausoleum up ahead. That should be where that was where Flynn said he was. Hopefully he hasn't been eaten or run away or numerous other things that could have went terribly wrong. Flynn! Flynn, are you here? Damn it. I don't hear anything in here except the wind. God, even if I find Flynn, what am I gonna say? If I tell him about Grace's affair, it'll break his heart. And to be honest, how can he move on if that's all he's thinking about? How can we move on? But he's my best friend. Don't I owe him the truth? I think you should try. This niche contains a newer looking urn. Can't be more than a couple years old. A little plaque says, "Our time together was a constant spiral." That sounds bad. That sounds like not a bad way to, remember forever. Is that you're remembering the bad times, The niche. I just saw a poll the other day or whatever where someone was just do you pronounce it niche or niche? And I've always said niche, and I want to continue to say niche, but it's in my mind really heavily right now, so I keep hesitating on the word. The niche in this section don't look like they've been maintained very well. As a biologist, both are technically acceptable, but come on, niche. A very old urn has been set here. It has a description engraved into it. Our love began when we met in the mountains. The rest is some kind of poem. There we go. Okay. So we are getting the story here. The spiral, now that I think about it, there was the spiral first, the mountains third. They aren't maintained, so ignore that one. Spiral, mountains. The urn looks almost brand new. Someone has left some flowers and a handwritten card beside it. The card says, "Our love is infinite." So that is an infinite sign, not an 8. And what is that? Was someone sleeping on the ground? Is that a sleeping bag and everything? Someone placed a note beside this one. Together for 3 beautiful decades. That's the ... that we have. Oh, it's both sweet and sad at the same time. There's a red, dusty urn here that looks very stately, but I don't think anyone has visited it for some time. Visited. This is where Flynn was, all right. He said there were camping supplies. This must have been the radio that he used to call me. It's just emitting static now. It's weird. There's a library book here, too. Some cheap publication on local legends. Sounds all rather uninteresting. But now we know the story of their love. And I assume a monster's waiting for me out here. Maybe I'm fine. I guess I'll just sprint on up then. It seems like everything's hunky-dory. Now I have to remember the order that I actually read those in. I don't think this window has anything to do with anything. I don't think that applies to any of them. The spiral, damn it, I clicked past it. But it started with the spiral, and then the mountains, love forever. Oh, and the decades. I clicked that one on accident too, but that was also, tell me the story about my sweetheart's life. Is it a different order? Perhaps? Did I have to do the opposite order of what I just did? 3. Infinite. It's weird for your brain to work backwards. You dedicate that space in your memory to committing it in the one direction, and if you try and flip it around, then your brain's like, backwards to front? What are you on about here? Well, shit, I can't believe that didn't work. Oh, do I have to go? I think I have to pay closer attention to the age. So it can be more than a couple years old. And then this one is very old. So our love began in the mountains. It's not the order they are here. And I even had an inkling that this was going to be the case, and I still didn't follow up on that. But yes, began in the mountains. Brand new, our love is infinite. This one is somewhat old. Three beautiful decades. So the very old one is the mountains. The newest one is infinite. And the other two, it kind of gives you a sense that one is older than the other, but one talks about an older and then one talks about an old note. I'll just try the two combinations and one of them will be correct. I think I had an inkling that this was the order. Damn it. Yeah, I don't know. It was vague enough that was hard to interpret. There we go. The lock of the cylinder has been released. Hello? Let's just bail. Let's just go back. Spooky sounds in here. There are footprints here. They look like men's boots, but I see 2 different shoe sizes here. Well, I guess the snow is falling fresh. I was about to criticize and be like, well, multiple people can walk places, you know? It doesn't really mean much to see multiple footprints. Holly! Oh my god, Flynn, finally! What are you doing here, man? Are you digging a grave? What the hell happened? I heard somebody coming, so I had to shut off the radio and hide. Hide? From what? Not what? Who? There was a man. I couldn't see him. Wait, that's the opposite. You normally would be like, not who. What? Because it's like, oh, it's some spooky entity. No, this time it's like, no, nothing spooky. It was just a dude. But I heard this voice calling from outside, so I followed it out here to this grave. The voice, it sounded like Grace. What? Flynn, that's crazy. Grace is dead. I know that. But why else would I have been called out here? This is where she was buried. Have you been exhuming a grave this whole time? No, listen, okay? I was worried sick about you, alright? Holly. And when your radio cut off, I thought you might be dead. So I rushed over here. God, Flynn. The shit I had to get through just to make it here. Holly, what are you... Now here you go again? Grace, listen to yourself. Flynn, please, Grace is gone. You can't keep beating yourself up over this. You need to move on. You said it yourself. This is her grave. This is where she was buried. I know, but... Did you hear that? No goddamn way. Grace? Holly, it's Grace. She's still in there. Come on, Flynn. Don't do this. Hurry. Help me get the casket open. We have to get her out. You don't want to explain at all that, you know, spooky, crazy ghost sightings or anything like that, and that, maybe something's messing with you? No, let's open up this coffin. Oh, I have to do it? I don't want to do it. I'm not in favor of this at all. Okay, the latches are open. Help me get this lid off quick. Flynn, we need to stop this now. This isn't gonna make things right. Just hurry, damn it. Ooh, okay, doesn't look like there's anything spooky down here after all. Might as well rob the whole thing then. What? There's nothing here. Flynn, I told you. Yeah, okay, what was the knocking on the casket then? You guys immediately tuned that out of your brain? Hold on, though. There are some things inside the casket. There's the heart pendant I gave Grace when we started dating. She really had a thing for hearts, didn't she? Oh yeah, the key. Huh? What do you mean by that? Nothing. I just mean that I remembered her having that pendant too. Good cover-up. It's one of our old photos, but it's decayed so much you can't even make Grace out anymore. It doesn't just look decayed. Looks like somebody deliberately scratched her off the side of the photo. It's part of the dress that Grace was buried in. I was the one who chose it for the burial. Her father said it was up to me. Well, her father was, like, relatively okay with you. God, Holly, what is going on here? I can't take this anymore. The accident was almost 2 years ago, but Grace, she's all I can think about. I know. I can't even sleep anymore. When I close my eyes, it's like she's right there. Come on. You need to listen to me. It's gonna be okay. You and me, we're gonna get through this, alright? Look, Flynn, about what I wanted to say to you back at Sam's bar. Well, Holly, look out! I didn't really see anything. I was too busy paying attention to the dialogue. Was something creeping up on me there? Oh, it's a pretty short chapter. Slow recovery. 1:45 a.m. Getting pretty early in the morning. Oh, there's some like dull thudding in the background and I don't really know what it's all about. Oh god, my head is in agony. Wait a minute. I'm in the hospital? How did I get here? And why does the hospital look like it belongs in, you know, a Hostel movie? Flynn! Flynn, are you here? Okay, I need to slow down. Take a breath. I can't do anything like this. I need to find some painkillers or I won't be able to think straight. Let's just leave. It's sealed shut. I'll have to find another way. The sign says these doors lead to the west wing of the hospital. Good idea. Let's head that way and ignore the telephone. We don't need that at all. The door has been locked tight. Maybe there's a way to open it somewhere else. This plant looks like it died a long time ago. Oh, is there something on the other side of the glass? I see a cabinet inside the nurse's station. There must be some painkillers in there. I need to find a way to get inside before I pass out from the pain. Not more questions about how you ended up here yet? The door to the nurse's station is locked. There's a keycard reader here, though. Well, I guess we'll just have to find a dead nurse and pillage it off of her. That seems reasonable and not terrifying. It seems quite likely. Hello? Is anybody there? Looks like I'm going to have to look after myself. Self-serving hospitals. It's a new trend. You've never seen them before? There's a huge hole in the wall. I'll have to come back to this later. My head is pounding. The plaque beside the door says that it's the office of Director Martin Hoffman. Presumably he would have a card to different things. That makes sense to me. No meds here. Oh, I can't even run. She's holding her side a little bit too, it looks like. Jesus, fuck. Like her side might be hurting as well. It's just a chart. This can't help me right now. It's a skeleton model. The head is missing. I don't know if I'm supposed to read into that at all. It's a very messy desk. I can't see any medication here. The desk drawer seems to be locked, but I can't worry about that now. But later, maybe. Something we should come back to. Well, at least the power isn't totally off. Oh, I can read this only now that the lights are on. It's just a whiteboard. I can't even focus enough to read it right now. Okay, so I really, really can't do anything until I deal with the painkillers. This photo, it's been smashed as if in a struggle. There's glass everywhere. The plaque beside the door says this is the staff room. Oh, well, that's a good place to find a dead nurse if I ever did say so myself. What is that awful smell? Not used to the smell of dead bodies yet, huh? Thought you'd get accustomed much sooner. Some kind of whiteboard doesn't help me right now. Can't see a gosh darn thing. Let's just ignore all of this, really. Looks like one of the staff left a magnetic card laying around. Found magnetic card. No need to check whose it is. Looks like a heart on the table. There's a disgusting wet mess here. It smells like blood. It's gonna make me sick. I can't look at this right now. I mean, the number of pixels doesn't give you a lot to go off of, but I could picture a little bit of a heart there. It looked like there was like an artery or a ventricle sticking out of it. Who knows? There's probably all kinds of goopy organs out there with nasty little fleshy bits sticking off of them. Could be anything, really. Card reader, give it a quick swipe. Oh, I got it. As if there was any other thing to do, like... Do I actually have to swipe it through? All the way through. There you go. Key card worked. It's a shock. Have you ever been to a hotel? If you do anything less than millimeter and millisecond precision, it won't let you in. This hospital has terrible security. Oh god, finally. Please let there be something here I can use. Oh, I hate that. I mean, it's more than likely going to be like Flynn or something, right? Because like the monsters in this game are typically actually monsters. But I don't like that there's a new threat, something else unknown, possible threat. Oh, thank God there's a bottle of acetaminophen in here. Just need to get it open. Oh no, the hardest puzzle of the entire game. Opening up a child-proof seal. Finally. Oh, guzzle them pills down in weird cinematic fashion. I'm starting to be able to think straight again. That was kind of neat. It showed her transition a few times between, like, pain. I'm good. No, it still hurts. I think I'll be alright. God damn it, my head. Oh, God. What am I going to do? I finally caught up to Flynn, and now I'm all the way out here? I don't know the layout of this town. I don't know how far away you are, but you make it sound far. He could be at the cemetery, or he could be dead by now, for all I know. Maybe I should look around. There's got to be a reason I ended up here. To find clues. Some kind of note just taped to the wall. Maybe one of the maintenance people put it here? D12 sick hip-hop group. It seems like the sort of thing I probably have to write down. Bust out one of my handy-dandy puzzle-solving game sticky notes. I'm gonna write these in order. This randomness is stupid. Like, I'm gonna write A8 first and B6 second and so on. I'm not sure who would have written this, but if it was a maintenance man, why? Seems like you could make your life easier without the skill testing question, you know? It's a very solvable puzzle is what I'm saying. So it's... If you're going to make it cryptic, maybe go a little bit harder. There's an electrical panel here. It looks like the various breakers can be turned on or off. Okay, so now we have this to match what else we had. Do I have to flick these on to add up to a certain value or something? It looks like there's a sticky note here. A bright yellow sticky note is affixed to the computer monitor. It says left has to be 18, right has to be 27. Don't know why, but that's the way it is. Wait, did she say that or the note? No, the note says that. I don't know. It's not my job to know these things. It's only my job to leave the notes behind about it. Left 18. Yes, okay. Well, there's only a couple actual accommodations that there could be, so I don't foresee this being a particularly tricky puzzle. The one thing is, does off count as 0 or a subtraction? D12, C20, A8. Oh, I can flick this too. Okay. This is where the dumb order matters all of a sudden then. So B... I gotta write it in this order then. Damn it. That's Terrible puzzle solving on my part. Should have thought that that might matter. So in that case, D is 12, B is 6. That makes that relatively simple. And this one has to be 27, yes? Now this stupid one is in a different order. I'm guessing it's just upside down then. H was on the bottom in the other one. So now H is on the top. So I'm gonna need E is 18, F for 1, and G is 8. So I don't want H, I do want F. There we go. That did the trick. The lights are starting to come back on. Nailed it, crushed it. We don't want to use the computer though. No need for that. The old-fashioned desk is littered with dusty reports and forms. There are instant reports about Grace's father. Apparently he became quite violent on several occasions and had to be restrained. I mean, the man was probably suffering quite a bit. The shelf here is completely packed, but it looks like somebody was going through all the patient files. Folders and documents have been ripped out and thrown on the floor, like somebody was searching for something. Oh, well now we're searching as well. It's whoever that shadow was darting around. They're one step ahead of us. It's starting to feel chilly in here, especially towards the west wing. Maybe I should check it out. Yeah, there's one thing we've learned through this story so far. It's that when things get chilly, that means you should investigate it more closely. That's my main takeaway as well. The sign says the door leads to the administration wing. Is this the one we had been to already? No, I want to go back to where the other room. I can't go back to those ones anymore. You really feel like the best place for you to go immediately is the dark, cold west wing? Resetting the electrical panel must have also reset the locks. Oh, okay, that's why we can't access those other ones. I don't think that's how it works, that things just flip from 0 to 1 and 1 to 0 when you reset the breakers. Also, it would be very easy to break into places, but fine, I'll buy into it. Oh shit, not again. You hadn't figured that out on your own, eh? It's such a weird looking fish monster. It looks like majority of its body is some giant mouth with like one eye that like bounces around in and out of its mouth. There it's like, oh, it like crouches down and growls, but when it does it, it looks like a big heart. Which I just now realized and see that there's like a recurring motif there, I guess you would call it. Doors jammed shut, won't be able to open it. Jesus, there was definitely a person there. Fuck off. The curtain was closed before, I'm sure of it. There's some blood stains here on the bed, almost like something had rubbed against the sheets. There's a patient report here. It says that the patient here had been moved. What the fuck? Oh, okay, it's just a blowing curtain in the wind on the left there. Had been moved from another room. Due to violent altercation with patient in next ward, Mr. Sartain was transferred to semi-private ward. New injuries sustained include femur fracture and mild concussion. Day nurse should perform cognitive tests twice daily. What the hell? According to the other pages here, Mr. Sartain was admitted for what he claimed was food poisoning. The nurse's note says otherwise, though. The note says that drugs were found in his system, though Mr. Sartain denied using any. Is that Grace's dad? Oh, here's the head of that skeleton. Heavy-duty model of a human skull here. Are we just gonna take it? Sure, why not? Seems like random junk, seems worth collecting. There's a damp, chilly breeze coming in through part of this window. The glass here looks like it's been smashed, as if someone tried to break in. Or out. I guess the other person who was in the room with us probably took off that direction. That would explain their sudden disappearance, even if they aren't supernatural. Oh, I don't know if I risk going this direction. Okay, it was worth it. That was fine. I'm gonna keep an eye out and see if it stops in front of me and does that heart thing again. I wonder if we'll ever get like a proper look at this monster. What the hell happened here? It's so hard to see in the dark, but I can feel this odd choking sense of anger. There's like gross mold all up and down the walls, it looks like. Like it is not in good shape here. The patient report tucked away here. It's for Grace's father. The report is page after page of scrambled notes by different nurses and doctors. Violent outbursts, refusal to take medication, attempts to sign himself out, unprovoked displays of extreme aggression have forced us to move him to a private ward for the safety of the staff and other patients. There's another page here that has a photocopy of a police report. It says that Grace's father attacked a visitor, but the visitor didn't press charges. Wait, the name of the visitor on the report, it was Jack. Oh, so I don't know about the supernatural stuff, but is that just in our mind, and like the actual violence and everything is coming from Grace's father? There's a medical cabinet here, but it's shut tight. It might be modified to have some kind of intricate, heavy locking mechanism. It doesn't use a key, but there's a series of odd-looking dials beside the cabinet. Maybe you just press that skull into it, like Crystal Skull style. I get the feeling that somebody really doesn't want anybody to see what's inside here. Or, it's expensive and worth stealing, or dangerous, or, a few other things. There are 4 little dials here, fashioned into some kind of homemade locking mechanism. Looks like they have letters on them. Tumo! Are we sure Tumo isn't the answer? Hey, they have the mountain thing. Still. That's totally the order that they were in before. Is it possibly every letter? No, not quite. I don't remember seeing a person's name in that little love story of urns or anything like that. Someone's dead. Oh, super dead. There's a dead man on the floor. A pin on his coat says his name was Martin Hoffman and that he was the hospital director. Is that a scan of himself? He's only been dead for a few hours, I'd guess. There's blood all around him on the floor. It's still wet. Then why the hell does he look like a rotten zombie corpse? He seems to have been clutching something when he died. Maybe he just looked like that. Maybe he just had worked himself to the bone as a hospital director. I imagine it's a very demanding job, but this is a bit much. I'm just gonna yoink this away. Free tablet. It's an x-ray sheet of someone's chest. It's covered in blood. Yeah, because the guy who is holding it bled out. What the... The label says it was for Grace's father. Pretty sure doctors use chest x-rays as a way to catch strokes before they happen. Maybe this was taken before? But why would this still be here? Oh god, I can see the director's torso now. His heart is missing. Oh, that's a good puzzle to solve. Shove his heart back in his chest cavity. The x-ray's covered in all sorts of scratches. Maybe with the correct light, I could look more closely. Oh, maybe someone scratched in the combo for whatever the thing on the wall is there. Found the chest x-ray. I guess that's it down here. It looks like there's some interesting things in the corner there, but nothing I can directly deal with at the moment. This room has the creature, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I haven't gone all the way this way yet. Okay, I don't think I can go any further that way. I'm going to risk it a little bit. No, there's nothing over there. I got it. I got duck and hide. Duck and hide. Ooh, I hate when I miss it. When I'm standing in the wrong place by just the tiniest little bit like that. I probably have to wait for him to come back. Just walk on past there. It'll be fine. There, he's doing the heart thing. He opened up like a heart. He's doing it again. That's such a peculiar thing that he does. Weird little calling card. Ah, shit. Alright, bailing. Good enough. Good enough hiding spot for a second. I hope I don't walk out directly in front of him. There's a hiding spot like a centimeter away there. Alright, no. We just bail. He's on the other side. We're good. We're good. I mean, the consequences of the monster catching up to you are so low, but I might as well try and avoid it, as much as possible. Alright, now we can try... Ooh, there's the opportunity to duck behind this table now, too. Large hole. The damage is so severe, though. Who or what could have done this? That was all the additional insight you had in this after the lights came on? Director Hoffman, yes. This, I think, is where the skeleton was. And not the heart, though. Not the heart. The heart was in the other room. It's a life-size human skeleton model. The head is missing, though. I think that's the same thing she said before. Wow, my aim there is terrible. The head fits squarely on the model's shoulders. I've done my duty cleaning up this messy hospital. Now back to the adventure. I think I heard a click somewhere within the office. What a peculiar puzzle to lay. The desk drawer popped open. It's extremely messy inside. Wait a minute. There's an x-ray sheet here, covered by a stack of forms and reports. The label says it's for Flynn. It's an x-ray of his leg. Man, looks a lot worse than I ever imagined. No wonder he limps like that. Poor Flynn. The accident really changed him forever, in more ways than one. The x-ray has marks all over it, but I can't tell if they mean anything. Perhaps if I had the right kind of light? Oh, do I need to have like a full human body worth of x-rays to assemble? Oh, can I read this now? The whiteboard is covered in scheduled notes and staffing comments, but one phrase has been scrawled over everything. Got you back. Is that Grace's dad coming after Hoffman? Everything's really messy, someone didn't take the care, or somebody was looking for something. And there's the room with the heart, right? And this I didn't explore either. Perhaps the hospital was planning on adding on another wing here? Doesn't look like they got very far, though. Yeah, okay, it's just a nice little shadowed spot. Don't seem to need it currently, but I had missed checking that earlier. This whiteboard, I couldn't check. Notes by nursing staff. Looks like some nurses were concerned about some patients. One note says, watch out for Mr. I can't make out the name. It's been rubbed off. The note continues. He's been extra angry lately. I'm guessing Mr. Sartain still. Looks like somebody was packing kitchen items in here. There's a whole pile of basic stuff shoved in this box. Was someone ransacking the staff room? Sure looks like it. Ugh! Did I run into that? It made it look like I just banged my head into the cupboard. Kind of embarrassing. But yeah, I guess someone was planning to maybe run away and live off grid or something. Like, I don't know exactly why you would just steal a bunch of random kitchen supplies. Filthy dark mess. Everything smells like blood and copper. Oh my god. In the middle, it's a human heart. Looks like it was violently ripped out. The ventricles are torn. There's blood everywhere. I'll take it with me, though. You have a weird habit for collecting garbage, Holly. It seems to have paid off for you so far, so who am I to criticize? You seem to really know what you're doing, you know? Sooner or later, I'm going to go back through that hall, and there's actually going to be a monster. So far, I've been safe enough. Administration wing. This one... Oh, it does open now. I should probably go deal with that heart. Yeah, heart first, not dripping... gurney with like a rotting, liquefying corpse on it. I'm gonna choose to pass that one up for a minute. Skipping past the monster, easy enough to avoid there. I don't need to show you guys that yet again. But I do need to come shove the heart into this boy. What? I can't. I guess that's not what I'm doing with the heart. I guess backtracking here was totally unnecessary. Whoops. So now the East Wing with the dripping body had to come here inevitably. Couldn't put it off forever. A grimy looking gurney is parked against the wall. I'm glad I got the word gurney right. I had a weird lapse in confidence. The thick sheet on top is stained and smells repugnant. A dark viscous fluid is slowly dripping from under the sheet and onto the floor. Let's ignore it. It's probably for the best if you don't think about it too hard. This must be one of the hospital's examination rooms. The patient chart just shows some basic medical information, probably meant for examining things in kids. Crude marks around the figure's head and heart, as if someone were using it as some kind of reference. You couldn't remember that the head and the heart were important things, like for the sake of solving these puzzles or whatever? It's not like it's some intricately important bone in the entire anatomy of the skeleton. It's the entire head and the entire heart. The filthy mirror shows only my warped reflection. Looks terrible. Oh, don't be so hard on yourself. The examination bed looks strangely free of dust and dirt, like someone had used it recently. Now you're all down on yourself. Now you're going to check how much you weigh. Don't worry about that right now. There's bigger fish to fry. It's a fairly modern weigh scale. It's been heavily scratched up, but it still works. You just put something on it and it tells you its weight. Yep, that's how scales work. Oh, the heart looks real lumpy right now. Ugh. The scale says it weighs 465 ounces. So, days in a year plus 100. That's my mnemonic. I'll just leave this here. I'll never want to touch that thing again. In fact, I'm completely uncertain why I brought it with myself in the first place and why I weighed it. What does that have to do with anything? Small safe here, like the kind you'd find in a motel room. Looks like it needs a 4-digit code to open. There's a note of some kind taped in front of the safe. How much is love worth? Do I have to include a 0 then, maybe? So, like, and then 465? I mean, like, it would dry out over time and eventually start weighing less, you know? That did it. The safe is open. Looks like there are a couple things stashed away in here. One, an arm x-ray now. It's extremely hard to read, as if the person writing it couldn't quite manage. All I can make out is, Grace, I loathe you, perhaps? Oh, what the hell is this? And deserve? Something that says deserve. Hey, it's a beat up old x-ray. It shows a severely broken arm. God, it looks painful. The label on the corner says it's for Mr. Sartain. There's some kind of scratches all over it. Maybe I can see with the right kind of light. Well, I can't see there now, but it said something about deserving when I saw it a second ago there. The supply cabinet has been broken into and ransacked. There are open packages and discarded wrappers everywhere. Many of the wrappers are for intravenous kits. Somebody took bags, tubes, needles, and other stuff. He's got a real plan in mind here. I don't know exactly what he's planning to do with kitchen supplies and IV bags and everything. Sounds like he might be trying to keep someone alive, like kind of like in Seven. It's a creepy ass movie. Either the hospital was under renovation or something drastic happened to it. I don't think you cover it in gross, damp algae and stuff when you renovate, you know? And if it was undergoing renovations and that was the state that it was in, it probably should have been renovated a long time ago or condemned, you know? These building materials look like they've been abandoned. They're covered in mold and dirt. This is a crash cart, but it looks like all of its contents have been removed. It's a poster describing various conditions and susceptibility to them with age. It makes getting older seem unnecessarily terrifying. The wash station here looks like it's been used recently. The steel basin is stained with streaks of red. There's discarded latex gloves on the counter and soiled disposable tissues. Everything is a dark red color and smells disgusting. The lock has been broken off the supply cabinet and several of the contents have been taken or used. Is someone here in the hospital using all this stuff? Yes, obviously. There's clearly some shit going on here. You've had repeated evidence of this. Gross, there's a huge damp mess here on the x-ray table. The vinyl covering the bed has been slashed, and the bed has been soaked with blood and little bits of gristle. Some old-looking tools have been left here. A scalpel, forceps, they're all rusted and stained. Ugh, is that how a heart got ripped out, maybe? I have 3 x-rays, is that all? Big light box here, used for looking at x-rays. Well, chest first. Stick that in the middle. Oh, okay, I'm only going to be able to hold the 3 anyways. Ooh, do I actually get to control where they're placed? Oh, totally. So this is going to be the answer for the word combo thing, I'm assuming. See, the arm says deserved it. Poison is what it looks like that one says. This one just says like circles on it. Oh, yeah, there's totally a way to overlap these. I was trying to see if they lined up side by side. More what I need to be worried about is the overlap. So maybe I need to switch to the mouse for this. I can't switch on the fly. I just don't have good precision with a controller. But you can see the mountain is an E. So that's an easy enough one to solve. And the L for the spiral, help. Oh, God. I even quickly stopped at the thing before and looked at like how many letters there were in possible combinations, and there was like 9 or 10 possible letters, and I was like, well, it's not the whole alphabet, but even if you have that many letters, you don't know if some of them can repeat or anything. Like, even if I wrote them all out and tried every possible 4-letter word combination that exists in those letters, brute forcing this is not going to be worth it. I might as well go and actually solve it. Yeah, help is the answer there. Spooky! Maybe those x-rays can help me get out of here. I can always look at them again if I need to. Nah, that's good enough. One and done, I say. Well, if it doesn't work, fuck it. I guess we just are meant to die here. Damn. The doorway to the rest of the hospital has been sealed. There's no other way out of here. Going back this way is bad. This is where that body was on the gurney. He's either not going to be there or he's going to jump. Man, this game doesn't always go for the obvious punches. I can't think of another way to describe that, but you know, it's like, well, seems like that would be the thing that would most likely jump out at you and be scary and things like that. Yeah, this says, no, this is the one that was always haunted, or whatever the word we want to use is. It's there's like enough space down here that it's usually pretty easy to get away from this heart-mouth thing. But yeah, every time I'm like, well, dead body, that's going to jump out at me. But it's like, nah, there might not actually be anything supernatural going on here. That might just be paranoia or something. It's like cupboard slamming and people running past windows and stuff that end up being the actual scares. The body's gone, so that's great. But if I look at this, I don't remember if the mountain was actually... Shit. Help might not actually be the order. Help is the letters. But I didn't make note of their associations, and part of me knew I should have. Damn it. Can I remember? The ... was the P. That one stands out in my mind. That was like that one was a certainty. The E was the mountains. I remember trying to line up the E and the mountains together, and that was a bit of a pain in the ass. And so I'll leave that as H because it's already there. But those first two I'm confident in. These two I could just switch. Yeah, hell yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to backtrack. It seemed to work. I heard something unlock beside here. Easy peasy. Oh my god, this is insane. The cabinet's full of notes, photos, old newspaper clippings, just like at Grace's house. What's this crossed out one? An instant photo of Jack. Looks like a candid shot. He's standing near a tombstone in the cemetery. They caught him right at his best, hey? Looks like Grace's grave. What was Jack doing visiting Grace? It says liar with a capital A. So there's probably a little something to it. Instant photo of a man I don't recognize. He's walking out of the entrance of the town's library. The photo looks like it was taken from a hidden spot somewhere. The man's been violently circled in pen, and a word has been written below. Defiler. F-E-R are all capital there. I guess I gotta start writing down letters. There's a scrap note of paper. Oh shit. I accidentally clicked through that one. That's frustrating that I can't click it a second time. That doesn't really make sense why I can't. Seems like a pretty major oversight by the devs to not let you revisit the notes. So the note taped up in the top left here, there's a scrap of paper stuck to the wall. The writing on it is so chaotic and angry, it's barely legible. It says, Saturday, 10 p.m., Sawmill, time to do it. Alright, there's so many letters that are being capitalized, it seems excessive and, like, impossible to decipher, you know? That's too much to work with, but I guess I'll still write them down. S-T-U-D, stud. Wait, that was tonight. It's an instant photo of Vanessa. I was probably taken without her knowing it. The whole head has been violently scribbled on, but it's definitely her. The word on the photo says addict, capital A-D-C-T. Paper on the bottom here, written on the back of a service manual for a generator. The manual has a little stamp on the front that says property of Sandy Lake Hydroelectric Station. The note on the back looks like it was written in a hurry and says, you wanted these photos, so I delivered. I have more, but you'll never see them if you don't pay as promised. I can't believe this. Everything that's happened tonight, all of these bodies. Was Grace's father behind all of it? That can't be right. But what about those things, like the one out in the hall right now? How does that explain them? I just can't make sense of it. But that one note said something was happening at the sawmill at 10 o'clock. I don't know if Flynn is still at the cemetery, and the sawmill is a whole lot closer. Maybe I should head back to the main foyer and find a way out of here. Yeah, so I guess I've missed that. That's definitely already happened at this point. Wait a minute. Where'd that thing go? Ooh, no chill this time around, hey? I'm gonna investigate a little bit, but I don't want to dash too much because that always draws its attention. Nah, it's not here. Probably... What the... I think the front door just unlocked itself. Ah, well, let's bail then. I can't believe it. The door really has been unlocked. The cabinet I found in Grace's father's room. It mentioned that something was supposed to happen at the sawmill tonight. At like 10 p.m. though. It's like 2 in the morning right now, right? I don't know where else to go. It might be my only chance to find some answers. I guess there could be evidence. I can't quit now. I have to make it to the lumber mill. Is that going to be the other side of the hospital? Which way do we got to go for that? There's a very wide discrepancy in chapter lengths here, isn't there? I guess we're just starting to get weirder episode lengths then, because I'd rather not cut in the middle of a chapter. I'll try and stay within the story set structure. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Carry on with chapter 6 next time.